and welcome to another video. Yes, it's the middle of the night and I think this is fish number 6, but I haven't got the camera out up till now because all the others have been really small. They've all been sort of 4 or 5 pounds, really little scrappy ones, so I haven't faffed about with them too much. I just slipped them straight back. I'm going to explain everything in the morning, but I'm tired and I'm going to get back to bed. But there you go, that's the first one that might just make a scraper double. I thought I'd get the camera out and give this a start. Welcome to the video. So good morning. As you can see, the kettle is boiling for the first brew of the day. Let me just pour that out. Oh. So yeah, back out on the bank and back out doing another overnighter. This time I'm doing an overnight with Jessica. So she wanted to come out and do a night's carp fishing with me. She's not fishing, she's just come for the camping experience, but she's in my bivvy and I'm under the brolly. You would have seen me briefly last night when I had that mirror. The first one that made me get the camera out, to be honest. I was on pup patrol last night. They all seem to be small. I thought fishing up this channel, fishing up at the channel at Southwick Park, just below the bridge and before you get into the main lake, and I've been spotting some fairly decent fish in this area. So I thought it'd be a good spot to have a go at fishing overnight with the rods up against the far bank. There's quite a bit of foliage and the far bank there's no swims on, so it's all quite quiet and undisturbed. But we've got here, I didn't do a lot of filming last night because we had a little bit of father and daughter time. Just set up the tent, set up the camp, had some hot dogs and chilled out. And then when Jessica went to settle down for the night, got down to fishing. And between, it must have been just after dark, so maybe between 8:30 and 1 in the morning, caught 11 fish. But they were all between 4 and 7 pounds, with that one that was a scraper double, which was a little bit odd. And by 1 o'clock it just seemed that I was up every half an hour, and if that continued through the night I would have been absolutely wiped out this morning. So I decided about 1 o'clock just to wind the rods in, lead them up against the side of the brolly and get some sleep, and that's what I did. It did me the world of good, to be honest. Condensation's terrible in these things. I forgot all about how bad it was. Been getting dripped on all morning, but the rods are back out again now. Just made the first cup of tea of the day, and I'm going to enjoy this because it was a fairly chilly night as well. It was a clear night, no clouds at all. Loads of stars, loads of owls last night. It was brilliant, and it was a pleasant night to be out. Now you might wonder what this is all about. What am I like with forgetting stuff? I forgot. What did I forget? I forgot my cup, obviously. Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Jessica. Look, it's in my hand. I forgot my cup. Luckily, luckily, Jessica had a little cup which I'm using for my tea. I forgot a pan for warming up hot dog sausages in, but I managed to take the top off the tin and put the tins directly onto the stove and warm it up that way. That was cool. I forgot my catapult, which is in my floater bucket because I didn't bring my floaters. So I've been, luckily I've got quite short range that I'm fishing, and I've been able to throw the bait out by hand. And there was one other thing. Oh, that's it. PVA. I wanted to put little PVA bags of pellets on for casting, save tangles and all that sort of thing. And the mesh that I bought is 25mm, and the tube that I've got is 32mm, so it doesn't fit. I have got a 25mm tube, but it's at home. So yeah, I need to make myself a checklist. A checklist of all the essentials, like a stalking essentials checklist, and a longer overnight session checklist, and then check it before I get my stuff ready, and then check it again before I'm going to leave the house, because I do forget stuff every time, and normally it's quite important stuff. one time quite recently I came down here and I got down for a very short evening session. Now bearing in mind it gets dark by about 8, half 8 now. I got down there about 6:30, so I had a very, very short session. And when I got to the swim down by the boathouse and got set up, I realised that I'd left my spreader block at home. So, and it's not a case of just nipping home and grabbing it then, it's like, you know, that's 40 minutes out, and I wouldn't have had time to get back and fish, so that was that session ruined. So I really do need to do something. But yeah, I'm going to drink this cup of tea now, sort Jessica out some breakfast, and catch up with you in a bit. There's Jessica, working hard on her tablet. Morning, Jess. So last night when I was catching those fish, I was fishing just to the front of this bush that's in front of me, and it's only very, very, very narrow. But the bush comes out probably about a quarter of the way across, and I was fishing just up to it. So I was probably fishing just about 2/3 of the way across. And I think the small fish were on the patrol last night after dark, and it didn't really matter where I put them. I even had a couple down on the inside margin, which is only about a foot deep. I think wherever I put bait last night, they were on it. The bubbles coming up, there were swells, and it was apparent that, you know, there's obviously plenty of fish in the swim, but there's not now. So what I've done now, I've been fishing on the same spots this morning for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and I've had a couple of liners, but I haven't had any takes or anything yet. I haven't seen any fizzing that's making me think that there's much in the swim. So I think the fish that are down by the bridge, I think they're using the far bank as a patrol route. So what I've done now is I've pushed them over, the rods over a bit further, so I've gone round to the far bank. I've baited up from the far bank underneath a couple of bushes that I've picked out on the far bank. I've put some pellets down quite, you know, within sort of a foot of the bank. I've come back round and I've flicked the rods out now onto the baited spots. I'm fishing away from the swim now. I think the disturbance that we're going to make in the swim is going to be less profound on those spots, and I think also it's a patrol route. If they're not swimming down the centre channel, they're going to be cruising up and down the far bank, and if they come across those little patches of bait and my little hook baits, I've been using the same as what I used down here before when I caught off the bottom, and that's these little pellet O's, Sonia Baits pellet O's. These are 14mm pellets, basically pre-drilled out, which obviously makes life easy. And I'm using the Tutti Frutti. They love the Tutti Fruttis here, NMG, they love the Tutti Fruttis. What I've been doing is cutting one of them in half, using a half of one on top as a little bit of a sight, a little bit of a sweet attractor, and yeah, 11 fish in the night. They loved it. So yeah, I'm just going to leave them over there this morning. I'm not expecting sport to be fast and frantic today, but I'm hoping I can get maybe one of the better fish out. But Jessica, this is the first time I brought her overnight carp fishing. I was a little bit apprehensive as to whether she'd enjoy it, because I wondered if she'd get bored. It's not like a camping trip that we've done before, where we do activities and go for walks and so on and so forth, and run around and kick footballs and things, you know. This is a sort of sit down and be quiet sort of camping trip. But she's loving it. She's got her tablet, she's got plenty of stuff to do, she's got sweets, I made sure she's got Pringles and all the things that she likes. I said she can go and feed the ducks as well if she goes a little further away, and she's really enjoyed herself and she wants to come again. So maybe in a couple of weeks I'll take her again to maybe somewhere else, maybe NMG, somewhere like that. That'd be good. But yeah, little companion, that'd be good. She's not into actually doing any fishing herself, but last night I had a couple of fish before she went to sleep last night, and she came out and stroked them and thought they were beautiful and all the rest of it. So yeah, pretty nice. It just gives it a different angle for me, you know, to bring someone along that I can spend some time with on the bank. It's pretty good, yeah, quite special. So I've just switched things up a little bit now. Really quiet in the swim that I was fishing in. And although this isn't really a fishing trip, it's more of a camping trip for me and Jessica. Still would like to get one more before I go home if I can. And just popping down to the bridge, it's apparent that there are 1 or 2 fish down here. So what I've done is I've got the closest swim to the bridge, and just about 15 yards down towards the bridge there's a tree that leans out over the water, and there was a bit of fizzing going on underneath it. So I've put a couple of handfuls of pellet down there just to semi-spook off any fish that are there and to give them a bit of grub. And I've just lowered the rig in position, and I've got the rod there set up now. Let everything get quiet and set up well back out of the way, so no disturbance. Just going to fish with 1 rod, don't need to fish 2. Just need to have 1 rod in the right spot to try and catch 1 fish. I'm fishing a little bit different on the end tackle as well this trip. I'm fishing a fairly big lead. I want that penetration. As soon as they pick it up and shake their head, I want the hook to go in. So I've got a 3 ounce flat inline pear lead. And last night I had 11 takes, 11 screamers, landed 11 fish. So everything's working. Just want to have a chance at one of these better fish that are down this end of the lake. Fingers crossed.
These smell really yummy.
So what you got, Jess?
The Tutti Frutti pop-ups,
Yeah.
and they smell really yummy.
Yeah. Just don't eat them. 5 minutes in the right spot. Just saw some fish down by the bridge. So I've moved camp. I've only moved 20 yards just so I can get a rod closer to the bridge. And it didn't take long for that to go away. What a fish that is. That's a little stunner. And slip her back. Well happy with that one. Well happy. That is gorgeous. bit wounded. Just had a lovely take off the bush. Loads of bubbles coming up, definitely fish down there feeding. A couple of little line bites and then bang, bobbing at the top. Line started pouring off, hit into it, felt like a heavy fish too. And somehow, it happens sometimes, managed to transfer me onto a snag. And I saw the bow wave go across the pool. Moving a fair bit of water, so yeah, a little bit wounded. It's back on the spot. Still got a few hours, so I reckon we can get another one. But yeah, never nice to lose one. So unfortunately, I've just lost another one. The first one transferred into a snag which I pulled out of. The second one, I could feel the line grating on something as soon as I picked the rod up, and eventually I pulled into the snag, which on a bit of pulling left and right and getting a different angle, the hook ended up snapping. So there's a pretty solid snag down there, which is unfortunate because the spot's obviously rocking. But what I've done is I've just moved it across to the other side of the section, just off another sort of overhanging bush. So I've gone round to the far bank, baited up with some pellet. It's only 4 meters or so across from the other spot, so it's not a million miles away. Always worries you when you hear that 4 when they're playing golf. You never quite know where the ball's going to come from. But yeah, I've just moved it across to the other side now. I'll flick the rod over. Oh, oh.
Got the net for you.
Thank you. Come around the side with the net. Push it out, push it out. Now lift. Good girl, well done. Well done, thank you. Well done. Right. Well done. Just hold it there for me. Right. So there's a lovely one. And that didn't take long at all. I just moved it onto the new spot on the far bank because I found that snag. I literally got the rod on the spot, sat down to tell the camera what had happened, and it was away while I was talking. Fantastic. Jessica helped me net it as well, which is good. So joint effort, that fish. Come round, Jess. Come round and kneel down there. There you go. There you go. You helped me catch that one because you netted it. Okay. Now I can feel him tensing up, so he wants to go back. Awesome stuff. Well done.
He's not that feisty.
Gonna give him a kiss?
No.
Okay.
I was going to do it then.
Well done, Jess. So I just after that fish, just getting everything ready to go back out again. Just thought I'd talk you through what I'm doing. So I've got a small piece of dark matter rig tubing, just so it sinks to the last piece and follows any contours that it might be laying over. I've got a Fox 3-ounce inline flat pair, because when the fish picks up, it picks up the heavy end straight away. It helps for the hook penetration. Got hook link with a little anti-tangle sleeve there. And I've also got a little kicker on my size 6 hook, size 6 barbless hook, and my hook bait, which is the little pellet. and half a tutti frutti pop up. So it just acts as a bit of a wafter like that, a little bit of a visual, and that's been doing the business. Well pleased with that. That's it, alright. Well done. Well done. There you go. Well done.
Oh, I'm getting used to this now.
And the far bank mark has reduced again. Lovely dark common this time. Not the biggest fish, but a decent scrap under the rod tip down there. And a lovely dark fish. That's an old one, that is. Bit stunted, but beautiful. Love that. Well pleased, let's get it back out. Fabulous.
Pin time! Up! Who's it? Net. Really dropped it in.
Down, darling. And there's another one in the slammer, only a small common, but Jessica's just babysitting while I set the mat up.
Babysitting.
There you go. Might prove to be the last one because we're running out of time, but I am going to put it back out again while I'm packing away. But I'm just starting to put everything away now. But yeah, another one. We've had a really good session. We've had a lovely time together, and we've caught a few nice fish as well. And this one's flippy and angry and wants to get back.
Actually, I think that's the best one we've got actually.
Fabulous. So that's all we've got time for now. That's the end of the session. It's been a really great session. It's been different, bringing my new little fishing buddy along with me, and she really enjoyed it, so she wants to come again. Just next time I'm going to try and get a two-man bivvy rather than have two separate ones. Bit cosier, wasn't it? Yeah, but yeah, so we had some fish, we had some fun, and we had a great time. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Tight lines.